today's Whiteboard Leadership conversation, I want to talk about 5 questions that help you communicate vision. This is one of the most common conversations I have with pastors who feel frustrated because people aren't willing to move from where they are to where they need to be. And it's typically because they've left out one of these questions. Different people respond different ways to change, but when you answer their questions ahead of time, when you communicate effectively, they tend to move more toward change and willing to adapt under trusted leadership. So let's take a look at these 5 questions. The first question is this: why can't we stay here? It's the most common question people have because people do not like to move. They do not like to change. They've gotten comfortable in the way things are. And so you have to create a crisis of awareness of why we can't stay where we are. I remember Bill Hybels telling a story one time about how he wanted to go to extra services, and the board wouldn't let him. And so one day he was out in the parking lot. He watched 10 cars drive through the parking lot and not able to find a parking space, and then just leave Willow Creek, where they are at the movie theater. And he went back to his leadership and said, here's what happened. Those are 10 families. We don't know where they are with Jesus. We don't know if they ever heard the gospel. We don't know if they're going to be in eternity with us or not, because we didn't have room for them. And the result was the leadership team saw why we couldn't stay here and chose to go to additional services. The second question is, why should we go there? I mean, okay, I agree, we can't stay here, but why there? What are the benefits? What's the opportunity? What's the vision? What makes that the right destination for us? Sometimes people can see we want to leave here, but they're not sure that what you're talking about is the right destination. Explain and really talk about why that's going to happen. What's going to happen if we go there? The vision, the opportunity, those kind of things. And third, why now? Some people have a question about the timing. Why is this the right time? Why not 2 months from now, or 2 years from now, or 20 years from now? Why would we do it now? Which also goes along with these other questions. But this could be God's provision, how God provided recently, or recent conversations. I know churches that have been looking for land for a long time, and all of a sudden their car breaks down on the side of the road, and the person that stops happens to be a realtor who owns property, and they see that as a sign from God to begin to move forward. Others, it's just the opportunity that economy brings, or other things. Maybe there's been a special gift of God in some way, shape, or form. But why now? Maybe you're busting at the seams. Maybe again you go back to these questions where you don't have room for anyone on the outside. Fourth, how will we get there? These are vision questions, but this is a strategy question. How will we get there? Well, okay, I agree with you. You've motivated me. Now, what's the plan? And they're more logic-driven people who really want to understand what's step 1, step 2, step 3, and they want the process, they want the plan, they want the strategy to make sense to them. It's much more engaged in the mind than in the heart. And then finally, what is my role in this? You talk to the crowd about here's the strategy, but here's your part. Here's what I'm asking you to do. It may be to give or to serve. It may be to invest or to invite. It may be something else. I'm asking you to move off this service in order to make room for our guests, because this is the most popular service. So you would use these questions to walk through any kind of vision that you're trying to communicate. Anytime you're asking people to change, you want to ask these 5 questions. And hopefully, as you ask these 5 questions, as you've surrounded this with prayer, as you've developed trusted leadership in your church, your people will follow you into this new vision. This has been a Converge Whiteboard Leadership Moment. To learn more about Converge or to join us, check out converge.org.